Hello and welcome to this chess video. In this video we're going to look at one of the nicest combinations played in a chess game ever. I say that, but then again there are varying opinions on if this was indeed played in a real game. Now, sources say that this was played in a game between two Finnish players. Koskinen-Kasanen played in 1967 in Finland. Doing some research online, I came across opinions that this game was played as a blitz game, but this particular position most likely only occurred during analysis after the game. So, kind of like a composition. And that often happens with some of these old classic games. People, do suspect that some of them were indeed composed. People, trying to falsify their brilliancy. But nonetheless, the beauty of this position is undeniable. Like I said, I did some digging around, and I found some things on the player with the black pieces, Juha Kasanen. He was a young, talented mathematician apparently, and he played some chess as well, and was fond of Tigran Petrosian, as you see from this picture taken of three young Finnish players at the time, holding a picture of Tigran Petrosian. But tragically he died in the 80s at a relatively young age of 44. But I also found some sources where he apparently did dabble a bit with computer chess, and at the 1983 World Computer Chess Championship he did enter a program into that competition along with some other Finnish players or programmers, a program called Shy. Didn't do too well, but it shows that he was involved in chess for probably most of his life. But okay, on to the game and combination. The position itself, it looks a bit strange. The king is all the way over here in a3, and to get it there looks like it might have been a difficult task, but then again black is down two pieces, so it's well possible that black could have sacrificed something and we would have arrived at this position. The presence of the knight on e3 is a little bit weird, but maybe white just played the knight here, maybe from f2 to g4, opening up for the rook, stopping knight c2, which is mate, or taking out the queen, giving depending on circumstances, let's say b3 in this position, and we win the queen. So overall, an unlikely position, but you never know. The king on a8, you would have to castle queenside, and then play king b8 and then king a8. So that takes some time. But having said that, it is black to move, and the solution is quite nice, and I do suggest that you have a go at it yourself. And indeed, black can checkmate in 4 moves. So I'm assuming you tried it on your own, you paused and you came back, and we're now going to look at the solution. I'm not going to spend time analyzing how we can find the solution, looking at the forcing moves, but of course that's always what we do. Checks, captures and threats, and in this case the solution is indeed a check. The first observation is we can take here on b4 with a pawn, but bishop takes and the queen is protecting. Rook also does a good job of protecting c2, and we don't have any pieces coming over to the a file. A piece on the a file would be deadly. But in this particular position, white is probably ready to play b3 and escape. But we do have a more violent option here, and that is the very violent queen sacrifice. Queen takes on b4. Well, there's only one move. The king can't move because of the bishop and the pawn, so bishop takes on b4. Once again, I lose the crown. There's a PayPal link in the description if you want to sponsor me with some glue. Okay, so do we take here? No. This is where the brilliancy comes in. We start with a queen sacrifice, and the move here is simply a study-like move. We just gave up the queen for a pawn, and we're already down 2 pieces, mind you. The starting position, black is down 2 pieces. And after giving up the queen, we now play rook d2, giving up a whole rook. And the rook can't be captured by none fewer than 4 white pieces. Rook, queen, knight and bishop can all capture the rook, but they all lose. The immediate threat is pawn takes b4, checkmate. If the bishop were to move, let's say bishop takes a5, we have knight c2 because we blocked the second rank. The rook no longer protects the c2 square, and knight to c2 would be checkmate. Okay, but what if we capture the rook? Well, there are 4 ways to capture it. Let's start with, again, the bishop, starting from the bottom. Starting from the bottom, now we're here. Now, again, this breaks the second rank, and knight c2 is checkmate. Same thing for knight to d2, except now we have a pleasant choice between a takes b4, checkmate, and knight c2, which is also a checkmate. Rook takes d2, we keep control over c2, but we break the queen's defense of b4, and now a takes b4 is checkmate. So all that remains is queen takes d2, which does defend for now, because it keeps control over c2 and b4. But this is classic overload. The queen has to fulfill 2 jobs, it has 2 requirements, but we just have to eliminate all of them. So knight c2 will do that. No square for the king because of the pawn and bishop, so queen has to take up c2. And now the 4th move, a takes b4, checkmate. A lot of sacrifices by black, but the end goal was achieved, checkmate. Let's look at the main line again from the top because it's simply beautiful. And let's recrown our queen. So from the starting position, black is down 2 pieces and 2 pawns. And he starts by giving up his queen, gets 1 pawn back, then he gives up a whole rook. Queen takes the rook, and now we give up a knight. Queen takes the knight, so queen, rook and the knight sacrifice, ending with a pawn giving checkmate. I think it's difficult to find examples more beautiful than this one. So this was Koskinen against Kasanen. The Finnish Immortal, if it was played, most likely it was composition. Either way, it's simply beautiful, and there you have it. Hope to see you again in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.